Hello, I'm Abe Madkour, publisher and executive editor for Sports Business Journal, and welcome to another SBJ Executive Insight. Joining me today from Mobilitie, Chief Commercial Officer, Jason Caliento. Jason, good to see you. Thanks for joining us today on this Executive Insight.
Thanks for having us. We're really excited to be here. Terrific conference. Thanks for making the time.
Well, I know you're based in Chicago. We're both today in sunny Los Angeles. At the conference, a lot of talk on technology. We're going to cover a few things around it. A lot of talk on 5G. I'll play the novice and the uninformed. I don't understand it all. How will 5G improve the fan experience, and how will it improve just the sports business?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a huge area of our focus. So at Mobilitie, we focus on funding, designing, building, and operating 5G networks in stadiums, arenas, all kinds of entertainment venues across the country. The main thing that we're doing with 5G is just creating an outstanding fan experience. So if that's basic connectivity to social media, it's a huge part of what fans expect now when they walk into a stadium.
All within that venue.
All within the venue.
Yep.
So our business model is focused on really partnering with stadiums, partnering with teams, making sure that they have state-of-the-art technology throughout their stadium. By having that, it unlocks all kinds of opportunities for the team as well. So from a commercialization standpoint, they can offer amenities, they can offer food on demand, merch on demand. We can do walkout stores. All of that is enabled
based on that network.
All of that is based on that network. Additionally, what we're seeing is some emerging technologies that really are going to enhance the fan experience with AR and VR. We saw that at the Super Bowl. We saw it at the World Cup, where there's some really kind of, call it nascent apps that are coming out, but it's going to make a really differentiated viewing experience for the stadiums and arenas that have that type of technology built in. So we're excited about those developments.
So if I'm a fan and I go into a building and for some reason I know it's 5G enabled, my experience is going to be faster, swifter. I'll be able to do more rapidly within that bowl structure.
Exactly. Yeah. And hopefully you're going to be able to have a viewing experience which is different than what you'd expect at stadiums that don't have that technology. So you're going to have things like AR, VR.
That are only enabled by 5G, you're saying?
Exactly.
Got it. And a lot of talk, about private networks that, again, another area I don't think maybe the industry fully understands. What's the value of that? What's the value of a private network for a sports organization or a venue?
Sure. So the tech stack that really the most advanced teams and partners are working on are, you have a 5G cellular layer of fan-facing Wi-Fi and back-of-house Wi-Fi, and then additionally private networks. We've deployed a number of these private networks at this point where it really enhances the back-of-house.
Okay.
So this is for things like point-of-sale systems, security scanning, security cameras, where it's a network that doesn't take capacity from that 5G network or from the Wi-Fi network, and it's really purpose-built to support back-of-house operations. Additionally, we're doing some versions of that are fan-facing, where it can be an added amenity. We're working over the next 6 months to build out really a model network in one of our partner stadiums that will serve as this kind of sandbox for different applications.
So that we can
test different technologies, different hardware, different software, different use cases over the next 6 months, so that we can really showcase this to other providers.
And so that private network capacity and discipline you have is really not inside baseball, but that is for the blocking and tackling of those venues to make sure they're safe and secure. Like you're saying, not pulling from the other technologies 5G you're putting in.
That's right. And so it's more secure. It's got its own security protocols. It's got its own capacity for serving back of house. All of those all of those features that really make it a robust network for the team and for the stadium operations.
And for Mobilitie, both big areas of growth for your business.
That's right. Yeah. I would say for us, private networks over the next 3 to 5 years will be a bigger and bigger part of what our business looks like.
So I know that the company has had a rebrand, or not a rebrand, but there was BAI Communication. It is now Bolden
Networks.
Bolden
yes.
Networks. So talk about really the reason behind that and what that means for the business.
Sure, it's really exciting. We've put 6 companies internationally together over the last 2 years, 4 here in the US. And we were, while they're all great brands, we really wanted to make a statement, a bold and dynamic statement, Bolden Networks, to really bring out what we do and how we do it. And so we've rebranded officially June 28th of this year. We will all be rebranded as Bolden Networks. And what we think that does is gives a best in breed portfolio, set of capabilities, a fantastic group of people, and really but by being a single brand, it lets us work with all of our partners in a more specific, more boutique kind of manner, but gives us kind of the power of scale as well.
And so for the viewers, so you were 6 separate brands?
Yes.
And so now you'll all be one, like Mobility will now be Bolden Networks.
Mobility will now be Bolden Networks. Yeah.
And so you'll be able to go to market under that one brand, but then have those different disciplines that you're providing different services around.
Exactly. So as an example, Mobility was our sports and entertainment
That's what I thought.
leader. Well, that same team will stay in place and continue to work in sports and entertainment as Bolden Networks. We also have a military group, which will now be part of Bolden Networks as well.
Got it. So all these different industries that you're serving, all in, and I like the name.
That's
Bolden.
right.
That came together well. As we end up here, if I'm thinking about someone in the sports business or even a fan, what other trends are you keeping your eye on in terms of the state of technology that you're so closely aligned to, Jason?
So obviously, sports betting is a bigger and bigger part of all of our kind of sports experience. It's fun to have skin in the game. And it's so we think of our technology as an enabling technology for that, where you'll be able to have differentiated experiences in stadiums, where you could place that bet because you're right there and
and it can go no buffering, no latency,
instant. As part of that sandbox I described earlier, we're gonna find some ways to make that really, really exciting for fans. Really, really exciting for teams as well.
Right.
To be able to look at data analytics as well as sports betting, put those two things together in a low latency kind of fashion, and really be able to have an outstanding betting experience.
And so, Jason, the teams, the properties will be able to see through a dashboard or something the user habits and the habits of the people in their venue.
That's right. And that's one of the things that's
pretty exciting for them.
We're very transparent on. We'll work closely with our venue partners on is sharing the data with them so that we can look at how their fans are operating or how their fans are using this technology, as well as the ability to find new applications over time.
Right, because they all want the use patterns of their fans. Right,
exactly.
Right. Well, I know you're in LA, you're heading back home to Chicago. Safe travels. I'm sure we'll see you down the road. And so Jason Caliento, from Chief Commercial Officer with Mobility, but soon to be under a new name, which will be exciting.
Bolden Networks.
Bolden Networks. And so he has joined us on our SBJ Executive Insights. For Jason, I'm Abe Madkour. Thanks for joining us today. We'll talk to you again down the road.